7.8, consideration of appointment of interim city treasurer. Just so we know what this is, more of the public. What is the thought?
But, you know, in LAFCO's conditions of approval, their requirement was that staff appoints city treasurer. And you know, back in the old days, your city clerk and your city treasurer were elected positions. More and more cities are going to the adopted city treasurer now. One of the reasons is obviously as an adopted, and if I correct me if I'm wrong, adopted you can also be unadopted. Prior they've gotten rid of, and the other thing is you can actually put on more strict regulations on what the background and experience is. My problem with LAFCO's conditions of approval, and basically the reason why I wanted to have this discussion, I was hoping that Julie might be able to do a little research for staff and get back to us on it. I think it's important for community trust and to have somebody that answers to the people that we have a city treasurer that is not directly tied to staff and a paycheck. I have no problems with the financial director. I know we need that, or an business director. And I don't necessarily want an elected city treasurer, but I want somebody who's appointed that is a third set of eyes. Someone that, you know, it's not vision other than maybe the 150, 300 bucks a month, whatever we set up, but actually works for the people and is, you know, just kind of a neutral third party, almost as an escrow. So that's what I'm asking is for maybe really looking at. See, I don't know if LAFCO means that we have to actually name this person city treasurer, or if maybe we can name a financial services director, and then we can appoint a city treasurer that has a financial background that can just kind of be an extra set of eyes for us.
If I could jump in here, the role of the treasurer is a statutory office.
Right.
And ordinarily, it's kind of a ministerial office in that they sign off on things, and certainly if you're elected, usually they sign off on things. They have very limited jurisdiction. Everything financial is handled through the finance director and the city manager. But it is a statutory office, and LAFCO has said that as a condition of approval, and the people have voted that you are going to have a system where the city manager appoints the city clerk and the city treasurer. Now, that is likely to mean that the treasurer is going to be probably the finance director, assigned as treasurer as well. That's a common kind of arrangement. What you're talking about is a different function from a treasurer. A treasurer is just the person who has that name and stamp and
Correct.
Says that's who they are.
Pete Weber, city president of Centex.
Right.
Doesn't have that as well.
Right. Kind of report the state of the city's finances, but it is
Sits
largely.
in the finance budget meetings on Thursday and reports to the county.
So you're looking for a hearing. You want somebody that the council appoints as opposed to the city manager.
Instead of staff. Right.
And that we could certainly think about what you could call that person. It would be something else.
Okay.
And then you need to know whether or not the council wants to do that. But you can certainly, I mean, some communities have finance committees, 2 or 3 people, sickness and whatever. There are a number of structures for that kind of citizen role, but we can certainly take a look at that in questions.
Okay, so it sounds like that. I do have a slip on to at least discuss so that we know exactly what we're being talked about. Gina, do you want to comment on this?
Yeah, my question is because the trigger, I thought maybe the city manager had put it on like your other, the other positions, the finance services. Wouldn't that be the finance services position? And my question leads to that. See, there's no indication how the community who put on, because you put something else reading And there's where my confusion is. These two items, 7 and 7.8, are under action items. I really like to see the language where it says that the city council can vote on anything that they wanted. You know, my understanding of agenda, you have action items. But if you could clear that up for the community, that would be good. Now, so that's fine. You know, it was, you know, I thought city treasurer, that the city manager put it under, and we have finance. Wouldn't the finance services give the council and the community those answers? You know, I'm sure, Scott, you must be looking at some direction how you're spending money. I don't understand a third party, you know, and how would the council be able to do that? Appoint somebody from the community to like oversee the finances and the spending, which is a big concern. But can you already do that now?
Okay, thank you, Gina. Do we have a direction for Julie to come back this, or do you want to talk about it?
I'd like Julie to come back with more information about the alternatives, such as a finance committee, or you know, whatever else is out there, so that we can understand what else is out there. Okay. I mean, I'm not sure, and what the duties would be, and would it be applicable? We're not even going to have any money till November, so well, we'll have a little bit, but the property taxes aren't going to be coming into the coffers till November, so the timing of it, I think, would be important too. If you have whatever we have, what would it do? I mean, for the first year may not be, but and maybe Scott, you have further thoughts on this. And I think I just need a greater understanding of what the duties would be in day to day, or week to week, or month to month, and what other alternatives might be out there, or what other cities are doing.
Correct. And I was in the handouts that I gave everybody, there is a Lake Elsinore City Treasurer, which also spells out, and I just use Lake Elsinore because our neighbors, and I was able to get this quickly. City of Lake Elsinore, California Council Policy Manual for City Treasurer duties, and basically, and the way the City of Lake Elsinore sets this up is they have an administrative services director who performs the duties, financial director, and in our case, LAFCO is having us call it the city treasurer. But each city sets this up differently.
That's not quite true. That's not quite true. LAFCO has not told you what the treasurer has to do. It has merely said that the city manager appoints the clerk and the treasurer. The treasurer's duties are spelled out by statute, and they are very
Well,
limited.
in all the research I've seen, it's all different depending on whether appointed, elected, and each city looks like it has different, because some city treasurers have absolutely no no authority to do anything other than they sit in on budget meetings. They are, like I said, mutual third party for the community, separate from staff, that, you know, isn't there, but maybe once every 2 weeks and just kind of goes through the books real quick to see if they catch anything. But the city treasurer being appointed by city manager would be, from what I'm getting from that, though, would be our financial services or...
There's nothing in the conditions that make that the case. It would be your determination as to what those roles would be. And ordinarily, the point of having a treasurer is because there are certain documents that require the treasurer's signature. You have to have a person who has that title to sign.
Okay.
So you still have a great
Like I
deal of
said,
flexibility in terms of...
basically what I'm asking is for you to look into and give
Sure.
some research so we can understand it better. I've been weeks on this and I'm having a hard time.
In our ordinance number 2, it spells out city treasurer and what their authority is, their appointment, compensation for their function.
I understand
They
that.
have a bond.
So,
I've seen that, but that is different than all the other research that's...
So maybe the terminology needs to change. What?
Well, that may be the problem, it's just the terminology.
There's also a problem inside, if this is not a paid position, having another set of eyes, you hear all the time about soccer leagues or organizations.
well, I think we need to come back. Because not way up here, I think we'll be able to before the next